Okay. I don't do my makeup every day. Even if I am going to school, I'm not necessarily doing my makeup every day, but if I were to like do my makeup, this is exactly like what I would do. This would be like my go-to everyday makeup tutorial. It's really like coverage, you know, it's just like a skin tint, some concealer, mascara. It's pretty like straightforward. So to start out, I use the Benefit POREfessional. I love this because I'm an oily skin girl. At heart, I'm a sweaty, oily mess at all times. Yeah, so I just kind of press this into my skin really quick, and then I go to concealer. I use the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10, I think. I spot conceal with this. And yeah, and then I just use my fingers and blend it in. It's like, this is what I'm doing instead of my homework. And a tip that I have for, you know, concealing, spot concealing especially, is to place the concealer directly on top of the, you know, affected area, the blemish. Also, when you're blending it out, don't be blending like and touching the actual spot that you're trying to conceal, you know? When you're blending, try and just blend around that area versus like blending right on top of it. Doesn't that make any sense? So like you're blending the product out and keeping as much of the concealer on top of the affected area. So that is concealer. After, I just use the Milk Sunshine Skin Tint. And this is a cool product because you pump the product out this way and then it has like a little roller ball. And so I think that's pretty unique. It kind of like feels like I'm putting like a shot of, you know, I don't know. So I just do a couple pumps of that and put it all over my face and then just blend it in with my fingers. So yeah, I just kind of tap and press that into the skin rather than rubbing because you don't want to move around the concealer that you've already placed down. So after that, I take my Glossier Haloscope cream highlighter in the shade Quartz. Tap it on the tops of my cheekbones. I'll take some on my pinky and put it in the corner of my eye. And also on my brow bone. Why not, you know? And then I'll just put some on my, right above my eyebrows too. Jouer. After the highlighter, I use the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dusk. I take like the smallest amount and I apply this more like a low blush or bronzer versus like right on the apples of my cheek. So I'll just do something like this. Next, I'm gonna set my face very lightly with the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade 10. To start, I just start with like a smaller brush to do kind of like my under eyes. And I make sure all the creases are gone under there. And just kind of lightly pat underneath my eyes. I always try and be careful like not to set over top of the Haloscope. I mean, if you do, it'll be fine. Because I do it all the time and the Haloscope will still shine through, but I like to be as glowy as possible. And then I take a little more, maybe on my chin, my nose, right here. I use the smaller powder brush for like the places where we set down concealer. So like around my mouth and on top of all these little areas. And then I just go with the bigger fluffy brush and tap all the excess off and just like do a little quick skiddly-doo bop, skiddly-doo bop bop. So next I'll just take any old eyebrow brush and just kind of comb through my eyebrows. Make sure they're in a good place, you know? Then I take the Glossier Boy Brow in the shade Blonde. I start by going up. And it just nicely like fills in your brows pretty quickly. Sometimes though, like this one will fuck up and I'll have to kind of fill it in with a pen. The next thing that I do is take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I just take one swirl of this for my whole face and kind of use it as like a contour more to just to define my cheekbones. And then I'll just throw on a little bit of mascara. I usually like never wear bottom lash mascara because I find that it makes my eyes look kind of beady, honestly. Like small, not really how I want them to look. So yeah, that's actually it for my day-to-day face. Not gonna lie though, it's looking like I don't want to leave my house today. Oh, update. I am so excited to announce that I got into the Fashion Institute of Technology's Cosmetics and Fragrance Marketing program for fall of 2019. I'm super pumped for it because it was kind of like the only thing that I really wanted to do. When I remember like being in high school and having literally like no clue, like no idea. And I know that that's the case for so many people, so it's like, Maya, shut the fuck up, who cares? But there was just this one weekend where I was in my room just sitting, like thinking to myself, and I was just like, you know what? This is where I want to go. If I get in to FIT, this is what I want to do. This is like, I want to get into cosmetics and develop my own makeup brand. And so that is hopefully what I'm on track to be doing. So yeah, I'm really excited. I've always like seen myself living here, you know, in my youth. Like I've been obsessed with New York City for as long as I can remember, and to be able to be continuing my passion and love for makeup and, you know, growing that into something more, I'm like so excited and thankful about it. So yeah, and the reason like I'm just so excited is because the program is like super hard to get into, I guess, and I came here wanting to do that program from the start, but I had to do 2 years of an associate's degree and then apply into it, and so it wasn't a for sure thing that I would even get in to this program. So I was just kind of like in New York City studying fashion, like being like, oh, if I don't get into this cosmetics program, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. But thank God I don't even have to think about that. I worked really hard and I got in, and yeah, so watch out for me, people. Watch out, because I am gonna be doing some great stuff. I'm gonna do something great.